Hi people, welcome to Midweek Builds. I'm Stereo Stills, and just need to get the instructions up here for the set that we're building at the minute. So if you bear with me 1 second. I had everything ready, but my computer went off on me, so just take me a wee second to pull them back up again here. Right, BrickLink says, so yeah, we're just continuing on this train station today. Hopefully get finished actually. We're on sort of section 16 from a bag point of view. Two small bags here, but we are, I think it goes up to 23 and we've got through a considerable number of bags up to this point, so I suspect that we're not going to need to put too much more time into getting this set finished. So yeah, so I've been building over, well, started a few days last week and continued over into last Friday, and yeah, we're just cracking on here. So a few people saying hello in the chat. Gigi says hi. How you doing, Gigi? Thanks for stopping by. And Eroxy says hi as well. Hi Eroxy, how are you? Thank you very much both of you for calling in and saying hello. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just trying to get myself organised here. I was all set up, but my computer decided to shut down on me, and the instructions for this set are digital, so I just have to get the instructions back up again, and then I'm good to go. Right, let's just get that so I can actually see what I'm doing. Right, okay, I think that's me. So now I just need to get myself to the right section. I've gone a bit too far there. Not a big fan of the digital instructions. I think I've made that point on a number of occasions, but there's no alternative when it comes to these BrickLink sets, so there's no point knowing about it. So in our previous stream we got the sort of main section of the station built up, the platforms, the pavement, this little section upstairs here, this kind of balcony section, and the two trains, and then we've got the bridge that leads across the railway tracks in to provide access to the platforms on both sides. We then got this section built up on the last stream, so this is basically it's the base, isn't it, for the upstairs section, so we're going to continue on with that now. So the previous stream, it was very much building up this base. Now it's a really good solid base. It's all Technic bricks and pins, and then plates as well to hold everything in place. So like, as you can see, it is super solid. I can flop that about until it's nobody's business, and it is gonna hold together. So, and then it's nicely decorated with some sort of little ornamental pieces and whatnot. So we're just gonna carry on with this then. So we're back down working on this end where we finished off last time. So just a couple of wee sofas and whatnot down here, and we're just going to build up a bit of the decoration on this front side of the wall. Hey Botanic Bricks, how you doing, man? Hope you're keeping well. Good to see you back. I am hoping to get this set finished today. All being well, I've got a couple other builds lined up that I'm really looking forward to. Sort of a bit torn between two, to be honest. I'm either going to build the Italian Riviera set, the Lego Ideas set, or I might build the BrickLink Designer Program Lego store. So two really cool sets either way. Just don't know which one to go for first. Let us know what you think. I might do a wee poll on the channel on it. see what interest we can drive up, or see what people would like to see. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a live build or for something I'm just going to build in my own time. I do enjoy my live builds, but the only problem is that sometimes stops you from being able to build, because I'm sort of waiting obviously to go live, and I can only do that so often, but we'll see. The VR site really appeals to me. I'm not sure why. I sort of like the look of it, I like the scale of it. And I love the fact that it's digital, or it's physical instructions. That's kind of the one deterrent really for me with the BrickLink Designer Program Lego store, is the fact that it'll be digital instructions again. I would love a little break from them for a build. So I suppose that is sort of leading me to prefer the Italian Riviera setup. Yeah, maybe check what you put out and see what people think, what other people would like to see. I definitely really, I've kind of got nice ideas for it as well, for sort of factoring into the bed. I've seen a lot of people incorporate it really nicely. There's a Brickwater Bed, I don't know if anyone's ever come across his channel, but he's done a really nice little setup where he has the Italian Riviera, the Lego Ideas Lighthouse, the motorized lighthouse, and the fishing store, I believe, the Lego Ideas fishing store, and he has them all really nicely incorporated in together, and it absolutely looks apart. It looks so good. I think it'll create a nice little section within a nice little section within the layout. So we'll see. Just it might kind of motivate me as well to get up into the Lego room and get. It's become a bit of a mess again, and it kind of puts me off even wanting to go up in there, which is part of the reason why I'm not really doing anything or progressing the actual Lego store at the minute. Cheers, Madam Smith, thank you. At least YouTube's pushing me out a good bit. Either that or I'm live streaming way too much, but cheers for this up, mate, thank you. Stick by a little bit as well. One of the studs, how you doing, man? Here, it's all good. I get plenty of views. I'm just happy enough. I'm just here to stream and build. That's what I enjoy. So whatever comes, if it comes of it, I'm not too bothered. But how are you keeping an eye on it? Hope you're well. How's the animating going? You're a superstar, man. All tips welcome. I definitely am far from a pro at this, and I'm seriously low on watch hours, so anything I can do to kind of boost that. To be fair, a lot of content I put out at the minute, I will put my hands up, it's arguably rubbish. It's all stuff I recorded such a long time ago. Whenever I kind of started this channel out just to motivate me to unbox a lot of my Lego collection, and I had zero skills whenever I was doing that, and it kind of reflects a wee bit, but they're all pre-recorded, and rather than just toss them to the side and get on with creating some decent content, I just kind of want to use them. I've spent the time, recorded everything, and I'm just going to keep smashing them out, and once that's all said and done, I can put a bit more time and effort into hopefully creating hopefully creating some sort of slightly more compelling and interesting content that people actually want to watch. I did actually vlog that did a whole lot better, so maybe that kind of thing works. Funny enough to say about Madness, I did a couple of Friday nights ago. I got another guy over. He is actually, well, he's got a very good following on Instagram, and we come over and sort of we're building crusty burger together, and it was really good crack. Really enjoyed it. So I do think we intend to try and do that on a more regular basis, but unfortunately we're both kind of busy as well, so it's hard to organise. But I think we do want to create almost like a sort of magazine style show, you know, where we focus a wee bit on Lego life around us and do a wee bit of build and have a bit of crack as well. So that again is super enjoyable. I just love sitting. I love sitting here building, to be entirely honest. You know, it's nice, and you know, if somebody wants to listen to it, then that's brilliant. Thanks, one stud, mate. All the best. See ya. No, I don't. Funny, that's the second person to ask me that in the last couple of days, like real life and on here. No, I've never had any interest in Warhammer, to be honest. I love looking at them. I think some stuff people come up with is insane, but I'm not massively creative for one, and I wouldn't have the time or patience. So Lego kind of suits me. You can get as creative as you want, or you can just go straight out of the box, and it's all just sitting there ready for you. So yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to be a Warhammer guy anytime soon. But like I said, I love what some people come up with. I appreciate that side of it. I get that it's quite funny enough, actually. That is one of the big lures to Lego, and in particular doing these streams. It's just super therapeutic. Just sit and chill and build is nice. There's BrickLink. How you doing, man? I didn't even have to tell you as well. Class. Oh, sugar, I've done something wrong here. No, I'm messing like that. Yeah, but I have no, apart from GCSE art, which I was pretty miserable at, I have absolutely no skills, plain and simple. I could happily sit and watch someone do it, to be entirely honest. I think that'd be good. Oh, dude, I never even noticed, right enough. How would anyone know that you're building sitting in a loft if you don't tell them? Alright, that's pretty cool. So I've just basically, I'll take it out and show you how it works actually. There's, so kind of using the sort of regular and inverted kind of curved bricks, so I've created this perfect circle with a bar in behind, and then I've built this nice little clock piece here. It has a clip on the back, and that actually just slides in there perfectly, clips in, and you have this sort of beautifully presented clock sort of inset nicely into the wall. So that's really nicely done. I love that. Belfast. Well, it's. You could argue it's a Belfast regional accent, given how small Northern Ireland is and how Belfast is kind of the most prominent place. I am from just outside Armagh originally, in Northern Ireland, obviously. So maybe I've got a wee bit more of a city sort of twang to my voice. I don't know. Rather unfortunate if that's the case. Yeah. Just a regular road Northern Irish folk, you know. Right, 1 second. I'll keep getting these little pieces wrong. I also seem to have. No, I haven't. Sorry, I have to concentrate a wee bit when I'm building this here because it's all black on black and it's these instructions, and I don't know about anybody else, but it's not the clearest of colours whenever you're sort of trying to make it out on the instructions. just need to actually pay attention to what I'm doing for 1 second. Basically the sides are all built up with Technic, I've done it wrong, haven't I? Technic brick, and then just, you know, the wee sort of Technic pins that have the kind of stud, anti-stud, whatever you want to call it, on one side, and just putting a bit of plate and stuff here, just to add decoration to the side. I'm just not quite get it to line up, but we're good, okay, very good. So you don't have a Belfast accent then. Funny, my eldest daughter was actually born in England, but she wasn't there long enough to pick up any accent. So she speaks like me. For her sins, bless her. How long have your family been over in England? Oh, dude. I'll say nothing. Right, we're good. Right, I think I'm kind of on top of what I'm doing here. It's just a lot of paper here on the side. It's quite nice. I've created some nice wee sort of ornate designs on the end of this building. Oh, right, okay, so they're properly integrated now then. I did actually live in Manchester for about 10 years or so. Yeah, my wife, well, she wasn't my wife at the time, but my girlfriend at the time, went over to Manchester University and I went with her, and we actually ended up just settling over there. We bought a flat and kind of made it our home for, well, I actually thought we'd have been there for good, to be entirely honest. But we had our first child and just really missed the support network that you sort of have when you have family around you. And, you know, we went home on Christmas and you know, we're just sitting there and just thought, you know what, it's time. We moved home at that very point, which was lovely, but also really sad. It was nice that we sort of collectively came to that decision just without much thought. It felt supernatural, but I do miss Manchester quite a bit as well. Like, it's an amazing city, and I kind of just miss the energy, but at the same time, I don't really miss the pace of life. Life's just so much quieter and easier over here. Alright, so we're almost finished on decorating kind of the side of the building, I think. We've got lots of sort of curved tiles in there. We're putting in these, I don't even know what you call these pieces, to be honest. I kind of just know them as like elven pieces. I kind of imagine them, well, there's a lot of the white ones in Rivendell. I just sort of picture them in that way. So, and then just a few more tiles to go on here just to cover up some studs on the side. And then I'll let you have a wee look at the side it's built, because it's quite pretty actually. I don't know if you're still on or not, Mark, but another good wee weekend for Brighton, wasn't it? Just haven't got off to too bad of a start this season. United are as pish as always. Unreal. Nine McGrady moved across because my was written bottom trouble with a nice yeah, troubles were definitely something to avoid. Thankfully, well, I'm 42, so I kind of was born into them, but probably missed the really worst of them. It's a very different place here now. Like, it's obviously a country was held back for a long time because of all the troubles, but it's settled itself and it's just a much nicer spot now, and I think people get along. Yeah, it's a problem sometimes when you say Manchester, there are some of these cities when they get so big they do become a bit crowded, don't they? And sort of all sorts get in, and it's definitely much harder to sort of maintain them and keep them and whatnot. But there we go. That's how the end of that upper section looks then. So like I said, we built that little clock, which is inset into that hole that we created in the wall, and then there's just those tiles and curvy pieces that have been put in just to give it a bit of decoration, and I think it looks pretty nice. So now we're moving to the other side, and it wants me to do it like this. I always like to have my build set up sort of exactly as the instructions have them set up, just in case. So I don't know if it's going to be the same down the centre or not. It might be slightly different. Madness, do you build Tiger yourself, or I presume you do a bit of Warhammer? So more of the same here then. It's just a lot more decorating. So I presume this is going to be the same on both sides. It kind of makes sense if it is. I think we're just replicating what we created on. No, it's slightly different actually. There's 2 different pieces in here. A couple of fence pieces there. But yeah, it's very much just building up the sort of decorative side of this. To be honest, a lot of this build is. There's not a huge amount of detailing, other than sort of architecture and design. There's very little sort of internal features and stuff like that. So the vast majority of the build is actually very much focused on building the actual structure itself. I think there's going to be a lot of work in the roof section because there's 2 big curved roofs that come down either side, which look might be challenging. We'll see when we get there, I suppose. No, it is a set, Madness, but it's not sort of a traditional Lego set as such. This bad boy here, so it's actually one of the BrickLink designer program sets. So I don't know if you're familiar with the program or not, but these are all essentially started out sets that didn't make it into Lego Ideas way back in the day, and they were kind of presented with a second opportunity to go into creation through BrickLink. Obviously Lego bought BrickLink, and the program was kind of accelerated quite a bit since then, and it's rather than exploring old Lego idea submissions that didn't make it, they now on a quarterly basis allow people to submit designs, and then it goes through a process to potentially go into crowdfunding. Yeah, they are boxed. They are official. It is Lego, but it's not. It is slightly different at the same time as well. Oh, don't get me started on Star Wars Lego. I don't collect it for one, not because I don't like it, but there's too much of it, in my honest opinion. Oh, well, I guess if you're a big fan of Star Wars, then you would argue there isn't too much of it. There's just enough, but there's a lot of it. Rather, it's a heavily populated market from a set perspective, and I am a wee bit of a completionist. So sometimes whenever I start into theme, I kind of feel compelled to, own every set within the theme. And like I enjoy Star Wars. I like the world of Star Wars. I like the movies. I like the shows. I like all of that jazz. But I've just always avoided Lego Star Wars, and I did dabble a little bit. Whenever The Mandalorian come out, I really liked the look of sorry, 1 second. I really liked the look of some of the Mandalorian sets, and I thought, well, do you know what? It's a sub theme, so maybe I could sort of collect it and as long as it remains a sub-theme, then I can kind of justify it because I'll just stick strictly to the Mandalorian material. But then they started putting out an absolute ton of stuff, and I had no desire to keep up with it. Again, it was just too much Lego. And my preference, contrary to what you may see on my channel, my preference is Lego layouts and the like. And I will eventually be building my layout. There's just a few little things holding me up. At the moment. But I will eventually get back to building my layout. So I try to stick to sets that. Sorry, I've dropped a piece here. I just need to run and get it. Yeah, I try to stick to sets that I can use within a layout, or just sort of nice display pieces, or I do like the Lord of the Rings stuff now, so I've allowed myself to collect it, but I don't think it'll be a flooded market. They will put bits and pieces of it, but I don't think there'll be too much of it. How have I got this piece left? Where's that meant to go? There's no way that that's an extra piece. I have to nip back up through the instructions here to see where I have missed that piece. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's scalpers galore. Like, don't get me wrong, I do a bit of Lego investing as well. Really just to try and fund my collection. But I don't sort of go around clearing shelves of anything that's on a crazy deal. You know, if I see stuff that represents good value for money, I'll order it and I'll hold it, and then at some point in the future when maybe somebody else wants that set and never had the chance to get it, then I will have it. But I'd sort of draw the line at, you know, running my hand across shelves, just clearing everything off. I think that's a bit. I always do. I'm always. I know I'm sounding like Mr. Great here, but I always try to leave stuff on the shelf as well, just so other people have the opportunity. Like, don't get me wrong, there's definitely the scalping's not good. It's not here for the hobby. It happens, there's not much you can do about it. To be honest, it suits Lego as well. You know, because they need investors, but investing as a whole, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. Because again, like I said, there's a lot of sets that. Whoa, I lost my head. There's a lot of sets that I've managed to pick up that were obviously only available at a certain time when I wasn't actually into Lego, the Dark Ages, and only for the fact people had bought them up as investments and were sitting on them. I would never had access to them. Now, granted, I maybe had to pay a bit more than what they cost at the time, but that's just life, isn't it? You know. So, you know, it is great that, you know, some people have the ability to, you know, pick up sets and hold them then and store them for however long it takes. Just to benefit anyone further down the line. But it's hard. I can understand why people do it as well. You know, when you see something good, it's hard to say no, isn't it? I have a pretty reasonable collection of investment sets, but I'm not actually actively selling at the moment. I'm actually just sitting on it all. I've no interest in selling them right now. I do want to thin my collection out a little bit, but this is stuff that I bought for myself that I just no longer want. There's quite a few themes that I'm sort of intent on clearing out. Yeah, well, that's the big thing, isn't it? It's people that are intentionally clearing all supply just to push demand through the roof, especially early days. See, like when sets come out early days, see people that, well, granted, fair play to them for anticipating the demand, but people that sort of go mad and clear out sets early days to sort of create an early artificial demand. I don't really appreciate that much, because especially coming up to Christmas time, when maybe parents of children that are looking at sets are mad after something, there's real opportunities out there, and I don't like that at all. Yeah, that's naughty. That is naughty. I couldn't be arsed with that. I wouldn't have, do you know what, even if I wanted to, I wouldn't have the time or motivation or whatever, I guess those people, that's what they do, and they're fully into it. For me, I will be on Lego's website. I'll be looking to secure a gift with purchase, and I'll think, well, I reckon that set could do okay long term. I'll buy a couple of those, I'll get my free gift, and I'll let them sit, and maybe one day they'll work for me. That's kind of how I've always approached it. Or like I said, if I'm in Tesco and I see a set at 50% off, I'll be like, well, it's stupid of me not. So I'll buy a couple, and I'll just sit on them. To be honest, more often than not, anything I buy, my children end up building the menu. So it doesn't always really work out for me. Tech cycle, cars, games, yes, shoes and consoles, I know for a fact, is a big issue, isn't it? Remember when the PS5 first came out, people were actively scouring markets for every PlayStation that became available, buying it up and then selling it at stupid monies to parents who desperately needed it for their child for Christmas, and I think that's just proper wrong. I'm sure people will argue otherwise, and I'm sure for some people it's not a problem. At the end of the day, no one actually has to buy this stuff, if we're being entirely truthful. But it's not always quite straightforward as that, isn't it? Right, so we're just doing the same to this end as we did with the other end. So there's these sort of nice end columns then that have the inset clocks. So then going on first, and then after that we will be decorating upstairs by the looks of it. There's quite a few bits and pieces here, but another couple of minifigures to add to the collection. I'm struggling to find a piece at the minute, which is why I've kind of stalled on the build. There it is, sitting sideways, it just wasn't presenting itself. Yeah, well there is. And you know what? Everyone can justify anything, really. I know sort of one thing that I do quite a lot of actually is I buy a lot of molded Lego animals. Now, in a lot of the cases, it's for me personally because I want to have a sort of really interesting layout populated with loads of animals, just for that sort of feel of realism. But whenever those animals are no longer available, people do pay a wee bit of money for them, but it's not stupid money. They'll pay, if they cost a couple of quid, they'll pay a few quid, you know what I mean? So I kind of, anytime I'm ever buying Lego off Lego's website, I just instinctively buy animals. And I'm thinking in my head, it's like, well look, if I use them then brilliant, if I don't then I'll have them and I'll maybe be able to flog them at some point and get something useful in my money. work with that. Just for the record, I do work, it's my day off. Yeah, you too, man. Take care of yourself anyway. Have a good week, and sure I'll maybe catch you another point. Go and be a grown up. I do need to make an effort. To be honest, I just don't even know where to start. Yeah, that's the dream, right? I know, and that's very true. No, I'm not like completely switched off the idea of pushing things, but we'll get there. And yeah, that's the key. And to be honest, it's never really in my head. Never in my head at all. I'm so bad at stuff like that. I kind of find it a bit cringy even asking, do you know what I mean? But I get that if you don't ask, you don't get, and sure, what's the harm? Kind of just get a wee bit lost in what I'm doing. Yeah, small gains, big differences, right? Like I say, it's just pulling my head out of the build, that's the problem. Hey RC Forever, how you doing? You know what, that's a really good idea. I'll maybe build a wee something out of Lego and just have it sitting on the table. That wouldn't be a bad idea at all. I'm building a train station, actually. It's the Studgate train station from the BrickLink designer program. I'm just doing a bit of fiddly tile work here, and once I've put these bits on, I'll hold the box up and let you have a little look at it. It's super cool. Oh, it's also a big box, so there you go. So that's what we're building today. We're bulk of the way through it. We're actually working at the minute on this section here, this top section. So we just have to finish this off. Then it's just these side roofs today. So yeah, it's a BrickLink designer program set 910002. It's from one of the more early series of the BrickLink designer program. So yeah, it's not the most interesting of builds in the world, but I like it, and it'll look the part in my city when it's in place. Okay, just a couple more of these bits. So we're just decorating this end piece at the minute. We did the same down the other end, so the bit you can kind of see it sitting to the fore here. This is kind of what we're doing now. This is how it look. Once it's all finished, it's very pretty. And I'm just sort of working a wee bit here on memory. I'm just popping in what I'm pretty confident is meant to be there. That's just not fitting perfectly well. Something's just not happy with that piece in there. It's okay. Guys, don't forget to give us a wee like and subscribe if you're watching. Remember, it all massively helps the channel, and it's a huge boost for these pieces are driving me insane. As I get older, my dexterity just gets a little bit worse on these little pieces, causing me all sorts of bother. But yeah, the interaction really helps sort of pushes the channel and sort of helps get a wee bit more noticed, so I absolutely appreciate that. A couple of wee lights then just to go on the ends here. And then yeah, so I've just got a lot of sort of decorating to do then on this upper section. For our next couple of minifigures, so I'll once I get them built, I'll sort of take them over to the camera and I have a little look at them. And then we've got about 5 more kind of build sections to do, so there's a few more than 5 bags still, but we're definitely progressing nicely through these. I just want to sort of straighten these all up a wee bit. I'm not going to be super OCD with them right now, I'll tidy that all up kind of in my own time. Okay. I think we've just some wee sort of pillars or columns that go in the end. Yeah, using these lovely wee gold sort of pointy arrow pieces. Okay. So that's that done. Now we get to do something a bit more colourful. So we've got some wee plant pots to build here. I suspect there's going to be 2 of them, so I'm going to build 2 at the same time here and hope for the best. These instructions aren't terribly good at telling you when there's kind of multiples of the same build, so more often than not you build it and then you get to the end and realise that you need to do it all again. And I don't know about anyone else, but whenever I'm doing this kind of thing I like to sort of build both bits at the same time, you know, sort of taking them one instruction section at a time. So we've got these lovely wee pink flowers. And it looks like we've got a chef to go up here, so there must be a little, must be like a wee food court or something like this in this section. It's kind of a funny design of the station. There's not really much of a kind of concourse area or anything to it, or like sort of ticketing area. There's a little ticketing machine on the platforms, but there's basically 2 platforms. Two platforms that are accessible, one from the pavement and one then accessed via crossing the railway. There's like a bridge that crosses you over the railway. So it's not that big traditional station where you're walking through the front doors and you've got a big ticketing area and seating and all that kind of jazz. It's, yes. And like I said, there's no sort of ticketing area, there's just one wee machine on the platform. Now, given kind of the scale of it, I don't really know if there's anything I would want to do about that from a sort of mocking point of view. I would love it if it was a bit more of a sort of coherent building with, you know, those various elements within, but it's already on a 48 by 48 base plate. It does take up a lot of real estate, and I don't know if I particularly want to I know the position is only semi-important, but I think I got everything in line with where it is in the instructions. Kayak Kings, Jesus loves you all. Thanks, Skyart. Appreciate the love. So I don't know what this. Oh, it's a little like looks like a lookout point or something like that. apologies for that, guys. That was my wife on the phone and she's got a puncture, so I'm gonna have to finish up here and I'm going to help her out. So I'm literally going to finish what I'm doing, and that will have to sort of wrap up today's stream then. It's a wee bit earlier than I would like, but it is what it is. So yeah, like I said, I've a few bits left here to do, a few sort of decorative pieces. I'm going to get that finished, and then we'll have to call it a day. Yeah, bummer. But that's life, isn't it? These things kind of get sent to test us. At the end of the day, it's only a puncture, it's not the end of the world. It's just a pain in the arse having to go and sort it. So we're just building a couple of just sort of wee telescopes or something to sort of act as wee lookout points then. So minifigures can gaze out over the city. And there's just wee things for them to swivel on there then. Don't know that they'll necessarily present the nicest of views. We'll have to think very carefully about what we put around this section. So we're going to do our minifigures now. So that, again, as I've mentioned in the past, the minifigures that come with these sets are standard. There's nothing unique about any of them. The chef obviously comes with a chef hat as well, so I'm going to just attach that to his hand. If you are just tuning in, guys, remember to just give the stream what you like if you'd be so kind. Just helps sort of promote the content, and if you feel so, by all means, drop us a wee subscribe as well. I'm going to put the chef's hat on rather than he also comes with a blue cap, and I'm going to stick the chef's hat on him. And he has this wee hot dog as well then. I'll just leave the hat there. And then we've got a lady, just a little traveller presumably. She does have two faces, so I'll keep her off and I'll let you have a wee look at the faces. Everything else is very standard, and she comes with a camera. So she's going to be up. So I'll just bring these over and let you have a wee look. Oh, the phone's nearly away. Classy. Right, there we go. So we've got the chef, first and foremost. He's just got one face. He's got this sort of grizzly old stubbly face with a moustache, and then just the traditional chef outfit in the blue trousers. And then we have this lady here, who's got a lovely wee burgundy jacket on. She's got a bit of a sort of wry, sort of semi-smile. Can't get it to focus at all here. There we go. And then on the rear, she's looking a bit puzzled. And then she has this nice hairpiece here with the hair sort of tied back and the long brown locks. So that's those two. And you want to get their wee place within the layer. So she's just on here, having a wee look out over the city, and our chef is bringing a hot dog to somebody, so we're going to give him some cooking equipment now. So he does actually have a wee cooking oven or something here. Kind of just looks like a microwave, to be honest. Nothing too exciting. Do need to kind of get this wrapped up fairly quickly because my wife will be sitting waiting for me to appear with and I'll fix her tire. So I don't want to keep her too long. Because if there's no car, then we can't get the children picked up either. Life never stops throwing curveballs, does it? Alright. And then it has these two bits here and here. And I'm going to turn it up, throw a couple of hot dogs in, and put the wee door onto the oven. And then we have a couple of dispensers then that go on top of it. So first up we have a presumably mustard dispenser. I suspect, looking at the parts in front of me, whereas I can't necessarily see it at the minute, I suspect we're going to have a ketchup dispenser as well. There we go. Amity, of course we couldn't have mustard without ketchup. Tidy them up a wee bit. Alright. And then we've one last hot dog then sitting on the side. And that just slots in nicely in that wee corner there. There you can see, just in that corner down in the back there, we've got our chef, and he's working away making his hot dogs in for all the station patrons. I don't know how easy that is to see. And also taking pieces off the front and centre. Not a huge amount of point of attachment on them, so they do come off rather easy. In fact, I'm not even sure they're quite on right. That's the wrong way around. It would make more sense if they were going that way. Maybe not. Right, it's how they're meant to be. No, they're not. Right, that needs fixed at some point. I've actually done that slightly wrong. I can fix it easy enough here. If I do that, and if I do that, and that needs fixed at the other side as well, but I'll come back to that in a second. Hoarder 66 says hello all. Hi Hoarder 66, thanks for dropping by. Fortunately, I am going to have to wrap the stream up now in a second because I've had a wee bit of a home emergency has developed, and I'm going to have to go and help out. My wife has got a puncture at work, and she's not quite equipped to fix it herself, so I'm going to have to go and do that for her. Thank you, mate, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the sub. Remember to give the video a like as well. I had hoped to finish this build on this stream, but unfortunately, life has got the better of me, so we'll come back and get it done at another point. I'm kind of already extending my welcome here. I should really be getting on the road, so I just want to get wrapped up as quickly as I can here. So if it seems like I'm rushing a wee bit, it's because I am. Because I've got to go and be a good Samaritan. There we go. And I think that, yeah, so that's the end of that section anyway. There's a lot of spare pieces here, but they are just spare pieces, so I'll set them all over that side. And yeah, unfortunately I'm going to have to wrap the stream up here now, guys. Yeah, my wife's just called and she has a flat tire and I need to go and help her fix it. So I don't just build Lego. But anyway, so I'll just give you a wee quick look then at this. So that's the section that we got built up today. So we've got these nice little end pieces done. This one keeps falling out because I need to fix it. We've got all this end decoration done. It's the same on both sides. Then we've got these nice wee tables and plants in this area here for our station patrons to sit. And then we've got another nice little plant pot here, and we've got our chef who's working away making hot dogs and keeping all our train goers from getting too hungry. So yeah, unfortunately I'm going to have to call it a day there. I might just fix this here. Yeah, so I'm going to have to wrap up and go and help out elsewhere, but I'll try and get back sort of as soon as I can and get this build finished. Because I'm super keen actually just to get it built now. We're so close to the end, and I just want to see the end result. So. Sorry, bear with me. There we go. Right, smashing. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to, if you haven't enjoyed the content, remember to like the stream, give us a wee thumbs up, all of that, and head on my channel, give us a wee sub as well. And I'll be back probably tomorrow, or maybe later on this evening. We'll see how things go, and we will get this station built. So hit that bell icon as well. If you do sub it, then you'll know when I'm back, and you can keep track of where we're up to. Thanks again. Have a really good day, folks. See you all later.